They came for him.
Speaking of came for him, let's talk about Peanut the squirrel.
What
Rest in peace.
Yo, nuts out for Peanut.
That's right.
Poor Peanut.
First they came for Peanut, and then they came for Vintage Warfare.
How do you get bit by a squirrel that's been domesticated and living with people for 7+ years and never been aggressive towards them one time?
Well, I think if they're trying to take him away from the owner, I think that, and like grabbing at a squirrel, I think any animal would bite you, basically.
I mean, they probably startled the thing too by flashbanging his house.
Well, no, I know that they probably startled it, but I'm saying, as somebody who's worked with animals before, how do you not expect it to try to bite you?
Well, I guess it depends who goes in there, right? Is it if it's the police officer guys going in first who don't know any better, or is it animal control?
Good point. It was probably some diversity hire from New York.
Exactly. It was probably some like 70 IQ cop who was like, "Oh, a squirrel, that's not supposed to be here. Do you got a permit for that squirrel?"
Oh, you got a permit for that.
Did you register your chickens? Fucking British.
That's so crazy too, because he like ran a rescue farm, right, for different animals.
And so they use the profit from that squirrel to pay for it.
Right, but the fact that he has a squirrel like shouldn't even be a thing. Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would get it if like maybe you were in an apartment complex or something that didn't allow animals, period. But that obviously wasn't the case. Ooh, there we go. The Dapper Alaskan says Peanut had the Hunter Biden laptop. Probably true.
Factual.
He had the passcode written into his brain, which is why they had to scrape it out. So apparently that's the only way you can test for rabies is by scraping out the brain.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyways. So that's the only way you could test for rabies is by like scraping out the thing's brain. So it's like, yeah, it kills it to test for rabies as opposed to like waiting like 10 days or something.
Yeah.
They tried to send in a social worker, but that's where it all fell apart right there. The social worker came in with the flashbang.
It's like a Modern Warfare 2 mission when you're in an oil rig and you have to like put the charge on the door.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Slow motion social worker with a trank gun going for the squirrel. And the raccoon.
What if Peanut knew like ahead of time and just like ran at the door like a grunt with 2 plasma grenades, you know?
There you go.
There you go.
It was too nuts. Yeah, Dixie says the guy who owned the squirrel Mark Longo has an OnlyFans. That's awkward.
Well, I'm sure he probably has it with his girlfriend, and I'm not sure if he's seen pictures of her. But
I remember something, yeah, because weren't they also looking into her immigration status because she's like Eastern European or something? She's not American. She's not from here. Everything about that story was wild.
Yes, something is not adding up.